Okay. Okay, Rodney. I think I've got everything I need, and we'll go from here. Okay. Yeah. Talk to you later. Okay. Keep me posted. Bye. Oh, boy. Welcome to day 121 of Level Grinding the Daily Hustle. I am Rachel Bastrash Bogan, and my day is getting started before breakfast. So I am an entrepreneur, a video editor, and an author, and sometimes my days start really early. This morning, in the middle of my morning routine, I got a phone call from one of my favorite clients, and it's about a potential project that he wants to pitch to another of his clients. So, something very important, definitely something I need to take advantage of and to answer, but as a result, it means that my morning routine kind of got a little bit thrown off. So, I am now eating breakfast and lunch, and I'm going to get into actually, I'm not going to start scoring my week while I'm eating, and that is because I have been reading this really interesting book. Now, before you think it's some piece of fiction, it is not. It is The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz, Dr. David Schwartz. This book actually came out in the late 50s, and I've heard a lot about it over the course of the past few years, and so I've really been wanting to read it, and I finally got a copy of it last week. So there's actually a couple of things that you can do while you're eating breakfast. While you're eating breakfast, you're not only nourishing your body, but you can either work and expend energy, or you can take the time to read and you can feed your mind. This is something I like to do, but I haven't really had any good business books to read. I try to save fiction for in the evening, and that way everything that I'm reading during the morning is going to set me up for better business success. But I'm really happy because I was able to get The Magic of Thinking Big. Now, you can find this book brand new on Amazon, but it's really expensive, so what I recommend that you go do is go to thriftbooks.com instead and look for it. My copy came secondhand, so as a result, like you can see, it's a little bit wiggly and busted. The cover is a little bit jaggy. So yeah, I don't mind reading old books. A lot of my books that I have for business has sometimes come from thrift store shopping and things like that. So Thrift Books is amazing because it allows you to get good books like this for a lot cheaper. So like I paid $10 I think for this book, and this book retails on Amazon for like $35. Save yourself some money. So anyway, the reason why I'm really enjoying The Magic of Thinking Big is because it is challenging me to expand what I am thinking about my business. And it made me realize that I'm actually not thinking big enough about my company. I have a really clearly defined vision for like my personal life. Who do I want to be? What do I want in my life? The character habits, the traits that I want to have. And I have this little section in my thing. You guys have seen it. It's called Be Do Have. In that, I also have this thing about what I want to do. And in that doing section is about my business, but it's not really clearly defined. And noting that, I realized that I have a severe lack of vision when it comes to my business. What am I actually trying to achieve by this? It's really easy to think that just because I have this goal of finding clients and then I have this goal of providing editing, that is my actual vision for my company. And that's kind of a weak thing to start from. You guys have seen me talk about why it's important to have a vision for your life in terms of getting your 12-week year going, but this is deeply related to my business. Part of why I do the 12-week year is to move my business forward, and I feel like my business has been churning and stuck in the exact same to-do list for the past calendar year, and so it's indicating to me that something is wrong. And the beauty of having picked up this book is that it's showing me where. It's defunct. My business is not functioning right because my vision for my company, quite frankly, doesn't exist. And this has been reinforced to me by a couple of other things that have come up in like the last week and a half. I started taking this little marketing course. You get emailed these things all the time when you're a business owner. And one came up and it was talking about how to set goals for your business in terms of your marketing for the next 90 days. And I was like, oh, let's just quickly get this. The little worksheet that they gave was free. It comes with a 7 little video course. And the first one was all talking about what's your mission statement as your company. And I've never had one, but I'm realizing that's terrible because the mission statement descends from my vision, and because I have no vision, I have no mission statement. Something else to fix. And then the other book that I picked up while I was shopping on Thrift Books is this one called The One Thing. This is by Gary Keller. This is the guy that built the Keller Williams real estate company. And so I started picking this one up this morning because I'm getting to the end of The Magic of Thinking Big, and kind of it's reinforcing the same thing, but I want to finish it out. But anyway, this one is also tied to what is the most important thing that you need to do. And again, that is tied back to vision. What do you want? What is the one thing that you want? What is the big one thing that you want? So I need to get some mind food while I get some brain food, and all of this is going to definitely play into my 12-week year from now on. I went ahead and finished outscoring week 10 after completing breakfast. I'm looking pretty good. My Be Healthy, Rested, and Reach 120 pounds is a really great score. I was able to get a lot better at eating only 2 meals a day without sugar and carbs and drinking more water, which I know that those two things contribute a lot to my overall health, so I'm really happy about that. I was also spending time to read books and making art. The specifics of what I did is not written down, but the books ended up being, what is it, The Magic of Thinking Big, which I already mentioned, and I also did some work on my sketchbook project for making art right here. My building leads here, and then selling 4 of my side cook video options is sitting at 90%. That is fantastic in terms of what I got done. But this is the section of my vision that I need to revisit. And this week is actually, as you can see, it's week 11 right here. So this is actually going to tie in really well for the next prep for my next 12-week year. That will be that'll be year 7. So next week is week 12, and we'll be rebooting this again at the beginning of April. So and Wonder Work is good in that I know what I need to do here. I've just been sucking about making it a priority. So I need to be more on top of this week, and knowing that I have some things in here to do. For example, in week 11, this looks like everything's empty. This looks like creating, doing my regular reach out, but also preparing my Facebook posts and my Twitter posts for the month of April. So these things will be going out in April. And those are the big things that are actually on that to-do list. But yeah, I really need to refigure and reconfigure what this is because I need to redefine my vision for my company. If you remember last week, I talked about the concept of urgent and important. The things that might be important may not be urgent, and the things that are urgent may not be important, and about evaluating the tasks that you have to do in light of those two things. This week I'm really happy that I only have the Facebook and Twitter prep thing as like the mandatory things that I need to do in terms of my 12-week year accomplishments for week 11, in part because one of the urgent and most important tasks that is on my to-do list this week is getting my tax documents prepared. Obviously, this has to be done before April 15th here in the United States, so I have a lot of work that I need to do to categorize and prepare all of my transactions from last year. This was supposed to be completely taken care of by my Quicken program, but unfortunately, that's not working. So the urgent and important thing is getting that done, and so that is the task that I'm focusing on this afternoon. It's not going to look real pretty. It's going to be pretty boring, and just clicking buttons and making decisions about things and making sure that they are properly categorized, so I'm paying taxes on what I have to and not taxes on the things I don't have to. But yeah, that is my most urgent and my most important thing, and so everything else right now is going to get bumped as a result of that. That includes emailing my leads, that includes my Wonder Work, that includes prepping Facebook, because I have to get this done. And this is even more important because I actually need to have it done by the first week of April, and this is because I am going away by the 16th of April. So I have to make sure that I have this done, and ideally I would love to have all of this together by the end of the week so that my husband and I can go through the process of doing our taxes and figure out if there's anything that we're missing in preparation for that first week of April. So my most important and urgent tasks is my taxes and getting my financials ready. So you're probably going to see me on the other end of that. It took all afternoon, but I have everything categorized. So that means I can print out all of the reports that I need to do so that I can get my taxes done. So I'm really happy about that. It also means that I was able to get a really good yearly snapshot of my business. I actually made more than I thought I did, and the only thing was that the amount of profit that I was supposed to have kind of didn't completely work out just because of the way that everything got paid. So that's a little annoying, but yeah, it's okay. It's okay. This is part of growing business, and it's really nice because it means that I ended the year higher than I did last year. So I did make more money than I did last year. I'm really happy about that. Basically, it gives me my new income target for this year. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Like, this is the one reason why I like doing my taxes. I like doing financial statements because they give you a really accurate look as to how well are you doing, what are you doing, is it paying off, is it not paying off, how can you restructure your accounts so that they flex better. Yeah, all that good stuff. So I know a lot of people hate tax season. I love it. I love it because you get to get in the nitty-gritty and see what happened with your money and then be able to make better decisions about it next year or in the current year in this case because we're already through first quarter. We're almost through first quarter of 2018. So I thought this would be kind of cool for you to see. So income, cost of goods, operating expenses, net profit. So this is the amount of money that I made over the course of the total of last year. The cost of goods is everything that it took me to make that kind of money. So this means like all the stuff that I had to buy to make that. Then I had all my operating expenses. This has to do with like utilities and paying for the internet, paying for advertising, all that kind of stuff. And then you get your profit at the end of this. There's only one little problem with this amount of money, even though this amount of money looks really amazing. So, here's where the math gets fun. This is the amount of money that I made in profit, so we're going to divide it by the grand number of 12, because that's how many months are in a year, and, ta-da! That is how much money I made each month. $669.50. 51 cents. Ouch. That's... This is why I am working to build my business as much as I can. Because when I have enough money coming in, it's great. When I'm able to have projects coming in and there's a lot of cash coming in a particular month, I'm able to actually take a fair amount of profit. But the problem of not having consistent, regular work all the time is that those months that I don't make anything are extremely low. So when you average everything out, like I just did, you got to see like actually how much money have I made in terms of bringing home money to bring back into my house at the end of the month. So the goal continues to be to get that amount higher, simply because that's what it needs to be in order for me to be able to function as a business. The good news is that I am ending the year in a green again. I'm not losing money. I have made money. So that means that Uncle Sam is going to be really happy. Ideally, you don't want to have so many operating expenses more than you're making, because otherwise that starts looking like you can't make money. So the good news is that I can make money. The good news is that I can pay all my taxes. The bad news is that it's just not quite enough yet. But hence the hustle, hence the work, hence the effort, hence the drive to keep going. It's that time. It's everything that I was preparing for today. It's time to do the taxes. So we've got a whole bunch of paperwork around here. Got our handy dandy calculators, all that fun stuff. So hopefully we will actually have some good progress on this tonight, if not at least getting most of it figured out. So I'm excited about that. And this is how I'm going to close out today. It feels really good to get this very important thing out of the way, especially since I had to do all that work to get my financials qualified and rectified and all that fun stuff because Quicken wouldn't do it. So I'm thankful to have that done. Yeah, how are you guys doing on your taxes? That'd be really interesting. Is there anything that you like about doing your taxes? Anything that you hate? Leave those in the comments below. Because I know me, I like doing my taxes. I like getting into financial statements. It's really a lot of fun because I get to see where my money went. So if you agree with me, like the video. If you don't agree with me, well, can I say don't dislike the video? Maybe you should just put that in the comments. Anyway, I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you all have a good day. If you haven't yet subscribed, click subscribe. I'd love to have you guys come along for the journey. And for all of you who keep watching every single day, thank you. You guys are amazing. I love your comments. I love your encouragement. And if there's anything that you'd like me to answer or that you have questions about, either a business operation, business setup, or even just how do you get the joy of generating your taxes? Yeah. Thank you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.